Hello again, friends. Doing something kind of crazy, maybe cool today. I'm going to try and crack a full case. I got my order of Monarch Unlimited, so I'm going to see if I can get all the way through one. But here's my case. Here's the fun seal. We're going to crack that open and get rolling. Might make it through the whole case, might not. Let's give it a shot, though. We'll see. I'm curious to see as I open this. So, okay, these boxes do indeed, I don't know if y'all have heard about this, there's the issue with the, some of the boxes, they're in a case labeled unlimited, but they are not in a box labeled unlimited. Like the boxes themselves, the display boxes, got labeled incorrectly. So I was curious to see if that would be the case with this or not, but it looks like mine are indeed labeled correctly. I was thinking about it too. People have been talking about how that would work as far as people with sealed boxes of first edition Monarch, if that would cause issues for people being dishonest about the, oh, yeah, this is totally a first edition box, but it was actually a unlimited box. So it'll be interesting to see how all of that shakes out as time goes on. I know I've got a sealed case of first edition, so I feel like that gives help, so I could actually show myself cracking the seal of the case or something like that. I'm gonna adjust this a little bit towards me here. But yeah, I don't know. So that'll be interesting to see. So let's see what we have. So far, I don't know how many people, the symbol, instead of being a full colored circle, is just the colored ring in Unlimited. So the first foil we get is a common Seeds of Agony. We got a Glisten and Tremor of Irathiel rares, so nothing crazy so far. I'm going to adjust my camera just a smidge here without giving away my secrets too much of. Oh, and that light is a little harsh. Let's see if we can bring that lighting down just a smidge as well. That's a lot better. Yeah, we can live with that. Oh yeah, and the camera position. See, I got out of practice since I hadn't opened boosters in a while. So there's a rare foil, Tremor of Irathiel. Ebonfold, Dimensional Gateway, Ode to Wrath. So most of the cards, my understanding at least, is that a lot of the stuff is the same. Obviously, first edition has cold foils, Unlimited does not. So any of the legendaries and the fabled will be... Oh, there's a foil Majestic Phantasmaclasm. So anything that was cold foil originally, thinking about either the cold foil weapons that were special or pulping and out muscle for rares. Fabled legendary, as I said before, those are going to be rainbow foil in this. I also have heard that the extended art cards are not in this. They were exclusive to first edition. There's an Arcanic Crackle common foil, Blood Drop, Rise Above Red, and Captain's Call Red. Trying to think of any other differences. And I believe that's also true of the Galaxy Black alternate art. So all of the alternate art cards I have heard are not in the Unlimited product. Blood Tribute. So, okay, this is the card I was actually about to talk about. So this one in first edition was the card that had like the woman doing some sort of ritual and the kind of blood everywhere. So they changed the art for this card in Unlimited, which I thought was kind of interesting. That's kind of a cool touch as well, just to make things different. Writhing Beast Hulk and Seeping Shadows. To my knowledge, those are the only differences between First Edition and Unlimited. I've not heard of anything else popping up. I know some people were speculating. Arcanic Crackle, Phantasmify, and Howl from Beyond. So we've got a foil Majestic already, but amazingly we do not have a regular Majestic yet. But yeah, so that's kind of one of the deals with this. There's some differences just in the cards. Another rare Tremor of Irathiel. This one's the blue pitch. Battlefield Blitz and Prismatic Shield. But for the most part, same cards. Like, there's nothing functionally different about Unlimited. So that's nice. It's just a significantly larger print run, lacking the Cold Foil's Herald of Tenacity. So changes in the collectability for certain, but not in the playability, which is cool. Battlefield Blitz and Endless Maw. Ghostly Visit foil. Herald of Judgment and Mutated Mass. There's our first non-foil Majestic. I'm curious to see. I had extremely good luck with my pulls in First Edition. I'm kind of curious to see if that plays out the same. There's a Soul Harvest rare foil. If that plays out the same way in Unlimited or not, I would be thrilled if it did. Via the Vanguard and Phantasmify. How does everybody else kind of collect? Like, I try and, for the most part, get a place out of everything. But I try and make sure I get one each. There's Memorial Ground, common foil. I try and get one copy of everything from both Unlimited and First Edition. Battlefield Blitz and Tremor of Irathiel. But I don't try and get a playset of each. Like, as long as I have a playset between the two and one of each, I'm pretty happy with that. And then so far I've been kind of legendaries and up. There's Smash with Big Tree. Legendaries and up I've been pretty selective about. Ooh, Arclight Sentinel for another Majestic. I've been pretty selective about what I kept versus what I kind of sold to keep paying for it. Mostly just keeping the ones that I specifically wanted for deck building purposes. There's a Spew Shadow. Terror Limb from Limb. There's 3 Majestics now with a Herald of Triumph rare. So we're about halfway through, and we're about halfway through the hits I would expect to get. We got up. And I'm sure some people get play sets or ult, and there's that Blood Tribute adjusted art again. My focus appears to have gone out of whack. Ooh, there's a second foil Majestic, Shadow of Blasmafet. That's cool. Soul Reaping and a Majestic Guardian of the Shadow Realm. Alright, give me a second here. Let's see if I can get that focus caught back up here. Alright, let's try it the hard way. Like, it's not just me. It was focused really well for a minute, and then it kind of went out. Am I right? Okay. Trying this again. I apologize for the trouble. Alright, so we're woken back up. Good, good, good. Sorry again. It's a rare foil Convulsions. Seek Horizon and Howl from Beyond, both rares. Yeah, so I'm always curious, like, what people build for. Like, especially if they're only playing Blitz. Do you just keep a playset completely of unlimited? Do you only go for 2 of a kind? Do you go through 3 of a kind, a playset of both? Smash with Big Tree. I like Louie's little meme of doing the smash, smash, smash thing. That's fun. Endless Maw. And there's a Majestic Lumina Ascension. I kind of bet that's 5 Majestics and 2 foil Majestics already. I'm kind of thinking that may be all we see. There's an Arcanic Crackle common foil, Duskpath Pilgrimage, and Tremor by Rathiel. Well, I bet we get 1 more Majestic, but I don't think... I'm not expecting anything crazy at this point, I don't think. There's a rare Phantasmify, Via the Vanguard, and Phantasmify. Another Arcanic Crackle. I feel like I've been seeing a bunch of those today. Parable of Humility and Glisten. I bought a slot in a case break with Louie a while back, and got the light generic. Was really hoping to get the library there. And, you know, he did his little fabled, well, we did the, shh, it's a library kind of deal. Seeds of Agony. And that pack, there's a Shadow of Ursa Majestic. I bet that's the last hit for this one. And that ended up being a foil Glisten, I think it was. So that was my running joke for the rest of the thing. It's like, hey, foil Glisten. That's almost fabled right there. There's a common foil Take Flight. There's Convulsions and Writhing Beasthulk. So yeah, Glisten is my, man, it's practically fabled card. It's a foil Eclipse Existence. We got Prismatic Shield and Consuming Aftermath. So 2 more packs from this box. I'll probably keep opening. We'll at least see. My focus went out of whack on me again, I think. I don't know what the deal is with my camera sometimes. Okay, it's catching up, it's catching up. There's Unhallowed Rites, that's a rare foil. Consuming Aftermath and Dimensional Gateway. Last pack of box 1. This is pretty... I got 1 extra rainbow foil Majestic, looks like, but for the most part, this is a pretty average box as far as what you'd expect. There's a common foil Overload, Hooves of the Shadow Beast, common, Captain's Call, and Unhallowed Rites. So yeah, I'd say that's pretty average. Nothing to write home about, but nothing to complain about either. Next box. Let's see what we can do here. I really like the kind of alternated booster packaging for Monarch, whereas everything was, I mean, I guess you had the different heroes in the other sets, but I don't know, something about just the light and dark for this set is just a little bit more amusing. There's a Rumbler, common foil. We got Rise Above and Vexing Malice. Well, couldn't quite get my thumb to peel that pack open. There's a another Deadwood Rumbler, red instead of blue this time. There is Pulping and Unhallowed Rites. I'm try and tick my light back up again just a touch and see if we're still okay. There's Express Lightning, a common foil, Dreamweavers, Convulsions, and another Lumina Ascension, Majestic. So I think I've gotten one of those in each box. Yeah, there's the other one. Gotten one of those in both boxes so far. I've heard there are a lot of collation issues with Unlimited as well. So I'm curious to see, ooh, like that's a dinged up common. That Seek Enlightenment, the edges are pretty rough. There's a Seek Horizon rare foil. Prismatic Shield, my pal Glisten. So yeah, I'm kind of curious to see if like all of the Majestics are basically duplicated in this box from the other one. There's a foil Blood Tribute again, our adjusted art, Plow Through and Howl from Beyond. Let's see. Smash with Big Tree to open us up. That's always fun. Void Wraith is a common foil. Tremor of Irathiel and Pulping, both rares. So we've got one Majestic so far from this box. No Majestic foil yet. There's a Writhing Beast Hulk. That's a rare foil. Hooves of the Shadow Beast. Battlefield Blitz and Herald of Judgment, both rares still. So we are certainly off to a start with this box. Not a great one. Almost halfway through already. Blinding Beam. Merciful Retribution and Out Muscle. Still all rares starting off. Another, oh no, second swing. I was thinking that Blinding Beam was my foil for a second, but I just caught the light wrong. Dustpath, Pilgrimage, and Prismatic Shield. 1 second, need a sip. Sorry. Foil of the pack caught for a second there again. Oh, how about that? Alright. That's a good place to start. It's a Rainbow Foil Legendary Carrion Husk. That was the last Cold Foil Legendary I opened as well. But yeah, we can live with that. Cold Foil Carrion Husk. Or Rainbow Foil Carrion Husk. Sorry, I'm bringing that back out. I think that's a pretty cool card. A shadow equipment. It blocks for a ton, but you have to banish it when you use it. So it's one of those that, but also if you have less than 13 or less health at the start of your turn, you have to banish it. So it's one of those, you want to use it not super early, but relatively early to soak up a big hit because of where it lands, because it goes away anyway. That's a pretty interesting mechanic for it. There's a rare Tremor of Irathiel foil. We've got Convulsions and Parable. So yeah, I can't be too mad about this case so far. There's a legendary that just popped out. Pretty happy with that. There's our majestic foil. That's Guardian of the Shadow Realm. Dimensional Gateway, and another Phantasmaclasm, a regular one this time, with a Dimensional Gateway rare. So yeah, so far it looks like my collation is pretty reasonable. No massive duplication that I'm seeing yet. There's a Seeds of Agony foil. Vexing Malice. Ooh, yay! Always glad to see a Celestial Cataclysm. It's not a super... It doesn't seem to have a ton of cash value, honestly, even the first edition one. But it's a... I think it's a good card, especially if you're playing light. Well, it's a light action, so it'd have to be if you're playing light, right? Engulfing Light. But it's definitely got some potentness to it. Oh, there we go. Dimensional Crossroads, another Majestic. So we're flying through Majestics this box. The last half, between the Legendary showing up and how many Majestics we've already pulled, there's an Unworldly Bellow common. We may not have a whole lot of excitement in the back half. Consuming Aftermath and Rise Above Yellow. There's a Prismatic Shield rare foil. Valiant Thrust and Phantasmify, both rares there. Ghostly Visit. Endless Maw, and there's a Herald of Erudition, Majestic, with an Endless Maw rare. So yeah, we are... That's 5 Majestics already this box. Arcanic Crackle, my foily friend. We've got Consuming Aftermath and Battlefield Blitz as rares. Herald of Erudition. I haven't yet built a Illusionist. I've been saying since I started opening this that I plan to. I'm hoping, there's a Spears of Surreality. I'm hoping to pull the Phantasmic Footsteps. Oh, I'm losing my focus again. Well, there's an Invigorating Light and a Majestic Shadow of Blasmafet. I'm hoping to pull Footsteps, at which point I think I will have everything that I want to build that. There's a Common Herald of Tenacity foil, Yellow Pitch, Pulping, and Consuming Aftermath. And then I'll get rolling on that. I've been playing in the Team Covenant League, so I think ideally I would love to have it to be able to... There's another rare Soul Harvest foil. I would love to be able to pull that card and then have that deck built. Another Arclight Sentinel, that's my second one. So I guess I had a couple of duplicate Majestics, but not too bad. Yeah, I'd like to build that Prism to test run it for the first time on Tuesday night, but I don't know that I'm banking on it. See, there's another dinged up. I don't know if that's showing up as well, but there's a big chip in the border there. Common Bolt of Courage. I mean, it's an unlimited common, so I'm not that worried about it. We got Plow Through and Valiant Thrust. But yeah, Illusionist. Prism, that's what I would like to build. There's a Common Foil Brandish. It's Captain's Call and Seeping Shadows. And one more. Last pack of this box. Ooh, how about that? That's a pretty decent hit. That is a Majestic Foil Spill Blood. So that's something interesting. I've had 2 Rainbow Foil Majestics in each box so far. Valiant Thrust and Soul Reaping. You know what? I'm having fun with this. That second box went reasonably quick. Let's keep going. Cracked open the case, might as well have a blast and do the whole thing, right? So I've gotten a legendary, so, you know, got the case, got the legendary. I've seen some reports of people getting really good case pulls. I guess sort of like I had a really good case out of first edition. And then people having less impressive ones. There's a Battlefield Blitz foil, Herald of Triumph, and Vexing Malice. So I'm kind of curious to see if I end up with something, an impressive one. Fingers crossed. Seeds of Agony yet again. I feel like I've seen several of those. Prismatic Shield and Herald of Triumph. So I don't know. I've seen some people getting pretty saddened. Oh, there's a yellow Blinding Beam with another dinged up edge. And a foil Blinding Beam. Writhing Beast, Hulk, and Glisten. I've seen a lot of people kind of watching the market values of cards and being disappointed because they've gone down a lot since the first week. But I believe it was Mitch, Yellow Prismatic Shield Rainbow Foil, rare, for Midtown Merchant on a video I was watching earlier, Battlefield Blitz and Howl from Beyond, that said, you know, right now, prices are about what he expected them to open at for first edition Monarch. And I thought that was a really good point, because honestly, that's true for me as well. There's a foil Frontline Scout, Seek Horizon, Invigorating Light. I can't be disappointed by where they are now. Like, sure, they've gone down, and I'd like to have hit a couple more of the cards that I was trying to sell to, you know, pay for my decks, basically, that I would have liked to have sold a little higher, but Tremor of Irathiel and Phantasmify. But at the same time, if you think about like where Crucible of War was, the box prices are still higher than Crucible of War was at this point. There's Seek Horizon foil. And the legendaries and such are still, frankly, at about the price that like Shiana was a month out. She didn't really go up until later on. So there's another Phantasmaclasm. So that's kind of funny. So I guess that's only the second non-foil. Is that the first Majestic this box? I think it is. Huh. Anyway, that it's tough to be disappointed with things being where you would expect them to be at this point, based on the only other set where the game had really kind of started taking off. Dimensional Gateway and Convulsions. So, yeah, I mean, there are things that I would like to see be doing better, but it's still not bad, I think is really where it's at. It kind of depends on if you, like, overextended yourself or really stretch. Hey, Tear Limb from Limb, there's a Majestic. Or like really need to sell stuff to recoup and stuff like that. Like, I would like to sell stuff to recoup, but I don't feel like I... See, there's another really dinged up card. The quality control on Unlimited isn't great, it looks like. Blinding Beam. and maybe this is me being insensitive to other people. Like, I can afford to be patient, or I don't have to stress about it. Rouse the ancients, foil majestic. I don't have to stress out about it just because of the where I put myself dimensional gateway and play through after Crucible and stuff. So maybe I'm being insensitive to the people that did, and I apologize for that. Vexing Malice, but Glisten and Tremor. So I understand, certainly, that there are probably people in different spots that are legitimately having issues because of that, and I hope that's not the case. Valiant Thrust. Hey, Tome of Torment, there's another Majestic. But I personally can't be too upset. With what is ultimately a hobby for me. And I'm trying to make the hobby pay for itself, basically, is my thought. Which it's doing a decent enough job of at this point. Would I love to make money? Yeah, absolutely. Who wouldn't? But Herald of Ravages. But I'm not upset about Rise Above and Convulsions. About, not being out money, per se. And, again, I feel like for the people that are really in it for the money, Endless Maw, if they can afford patience, I think it'll end up being good for them. Writhing Beast Sulk and Herald of Triumph. I think it'll still be fine in the long run, is what I'm getting at. Piercing Shadow Vice, Halo, Phantasmify and Outmuscle. So yeah, I feel like this is a good case. I don't feel like it is one of the epic cases I've heard some people talking about for Unlimited. There's Memorial Ground, Battlefield Blitz, and Captain's Call. We got 5 boosters left from box 3. And then we'll wrap up with one more box to finish up the case. Memorial Ground, Battlefield Blitz, and a Majestic Soul Shield. Glad to see that one. So that's my thing with most of these, is I've gotten enough of the first edition that really a lot of these Majestics and stuff, I guess the Majestics are the ones that I'm more likely to need. Rally the Rear Guard. Herald and Hal. But I'm mostly just looking for one of everything, and then everything else is icing, since I've gotten most of it in Plow Through. First edition, which maybe I'm thinking about it wrong. Phantasmify and Prismatic Shield. Maybe I'm thinking about it wrong, and I should only keep the Unlimited or whatever and sell more, but part of the fun is having the other stuff and blinging out my deck, too. That's a Warmonger's Recital. So yeah, as I fumble everything over here. Tremor of Irathiel and Be the Vanguard. Oh, I just stuck a bunch of stuff in my token pile instead of the common pile. That's alright. Last pack of box 3. So yeah, that's one of those things. Like, it's still a hobby. It's a game. It's fun for me. So some of the times I'm not going to make the smartest Warmonger's Recital. That's 2 in a row, or did I? Nope, that's 2 blue ones in a row. That's actually kind of funny. Captain's Call, Battlefield Blitz. I feel like that was a weak box, all told. Maybe box 4 will be the one that makes the entire thing impressive to close out this case. But yeah, so I certainly have financial, thoughts in the financial realm about it. I don't completely ignore that, but at the same time, I don't, that's not all it's about, I guess. Take flight. Here's Consuming Aftermath and a Shadow Plasma Fet. It's my second one of those, in this case, I think. Plus a foil. Rip through. Out Muscle and Captain's Call. See, I kept the commons kind of out of the way over here. Those stacks are getting pretty big. Hey, there's another legendary. That is Eclipse. So this is another one that would have been cold foil in the first edition set. Is rainbow foil here. That is a second legendary from this case. So that's not half bad. Especially so early in this box. That's pretty fun. Alrighty. Here's another Blood Tribute foil. I feel like I went past that too much. I haven't fiddled with the two Shadow instant ones. Shadow isn't really my thing, so I don't know. Play Eclipse only if you've played 6 or more cards with Blood Debt this turn. If you have, you may play Eclipse from your Banish Zone and create an Ursa. Oh, okay, so that's how Ursa comes in. Oh, that's actually pretty fun. I doubt I'll ever play it, just because I don't think I'm going to play the Shadow stuff at all. There's a Seeping Shadows. But, that's still pretty cool. Oh, that was the foil. Oh, and there's Ursa token. So these were kind of cool. They had not done this before, the ally token. I guess I'll bring it up since we just looked at Eclipse. So it comes in, they can be attacked, and they can't be defended against. Or no. Yeah, you can't defend them. So they've got a certain amount of health, like a hero. So they got 6 health. They're destroyed when they take that much damage. So basically somebody can choose to do their damage here instead of to your hero. But it soaks up a turn because you got to do 6 damage, and that's damage time that they're not damaging you. So there are certainly some strategic concerns there. There's Brandish. Listen and Beast Hold. So that's actually kind of interesting. I'll have to go back through these cards. I don't know, previously in other sets, when in Unlimited, you would still tend to get, like you would get a cold foil in each box most of the time in the other sets, like even if it was a common. I haven't noticed, and maybe I just flipped past them by mistake, but I haven't noticed there being rainbow foil equipment that I've seen here. So it looks like I've only gotten 2 slots that would have been cold foil. So I'll have to take a look at that. There's a Seeping Shadows again. I'll have to double check that when I'm sorting cards. That's an interesting point that I just realized. There's Rifted Torment. Duskpath, Captain's Call. Yeah, so all in all, I've still got over half of this box left, so who knows. But I'd say 2 legendaries out of a case. Dread Screamer. I cannot be mad about that. Maw and Shield. That's a pretty decent case, regardless, when you end up with 2 legendaries. Rise Above, red rare foil. Malice and Shadow Puppetry. That's a Majestic. So yeah, closing in on halfway through. Spew Shadow foil. Fee of the Vanguard and Writhing Beastholt. Yanti. Out Muscle and Bolting Blade. That's the first one I've seen out of this opening. That's a pretty cool card. Light Warrior. Bolting Blade costs 2 less for each time you've charged this turn. So charge is a mechanic where you are putting things into your soul, I believe. So it normally costs 4, but it's a 7 attack. That's not bad. That's a pretty good card. I'd not actually paid that much attention to it before. I pulled at least one in first edition, but I hadn't paid attention. Tremor, another Tome of Torment. I've heard a lot of people talking about how they don't like Tome of Torment. I haven't really fiddled with the Shadow guys like I've said plenty of times, so I don't know exactly how it would or wouldn't work in that. But I know I've seen some people talk about not liking it, primarily because it doesn't have Go Again. But you can play it from your Banish Zone. Hey, there's a Majestic Shadowverser. I'm going to bring this up just because I think it's cool in the foiling. So if you look at it, it makes it look like the lava stuff is coming up from the shadow to the other bit. I thought that was pretty cool. So we are over halfway through now. The final box of this video, Seeping Shadows and Rites. There's a blue Rise Above. Captain's Call, and another Herald of Erudition. I do like that card. The extended art is pretty cool on it too. But all the different heralds, phantasms, they're pretty neat, I think. Minnowism, even if they definitely have their Tremor and Duskpath, they have their easy to mitigate nature, I guess. Riftbind. It's a Convulsions and another Arclight Sentinel. I think that's honestly the third one out of this case. So that may be the biggest. 3 of those, 2 tomes. There's at least one other Majestic I know I've seen a couple times. Rumbler. Plow Through and Aftermath. 4 packs left, including this one. There's a Dimensional Gateway. That is the wrong stack. Pulping and Prismatic Shield. So yeah, this is the longest one I've done. I don't know if I'll keep doing them this long or not, but I figured, hey, I got my cases of Unlimited. Let's do a full case just for fun. So here we are. I hope y'all have enjoyed that as well. Herald of... every time, especially in foil, I love this card art. I want a playmat of that. Said before, I don't keep a lot of playmats. If I got one of those, I would keep it. Last pack of the case. Anything fiery left? There's a Pulping, rare foil, not bad. Prismatic Shield and Out Muscle. So yeah, like I said though, 2 legendaries in the case. I'm pretty happy with that. How many total non-foil Majestics? That's what I'm curious about. Yeah, so 23. So one of those boxes I definitely did only have 5. I think it was that third box. See kind of what... Yeah, there's a tome. There's an Arclight Sentinel. 2 Shadow Plasma Fet. That's 2 Herald Crossroads. Did I only get 1 Cataclysm? Phantasmaclasm. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. So there's some interesting collation here, if not outright bad. But there are definitely a few Majestics that I saw, like 3 Arclight Sentinels that I saw a bunch of. And then even on those, I'm seeing some dings and stuff. Definitely some quality questions, I would say, on this. How many Majestics? That's 6. So 6 Majestic foils. That's out of 4 boxes. That's not bad. So 2 of them had 2. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back through and check on that common foil equipment thing, because that's actually kind of interesting. I hadn't heard anybody talk about that yet, but I didn't notice any at the very least. So that would be an interesting change. But anyway, I think I have rambled at you long enough for this video. But thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. Got some good cards. I did enjoy it. And have a great rest of the day.